So we are back, and we have to figure out what we can do to kind of salvage what has turned into a rather difficult campaign, which is brilliant. Exactly what we wanted to have happen. However, we do have the odds stacked against us, and I'd rather not end up having to lose this campaign anytime soon. So, the obvious situation is we're pretty dinged up. We've got two different armies potentially bearing down on us. Our only allies are in our war against these Empire factions. Our only allies are these greenskins, who are relatively insignificant, but they could at least be, they could delay the enemy factions from coming directly towards us. Who knows? I don't think that we could take on both armies, both Helmut Schwarzhelm here and the replacement for Karl Franz, which is Wolfgang von Hassel. I don't think we can take them both on at the same time, but individually we probably could. Although if you look at the rankings here in terms of faction strength, Middenland, we're actually a tiny bit stronger than them, so obviously we could take them on. Reichland, we really need to worry about them bringing two or more armies at us at the same time. That is going to be the end of us. So, what we can do here in order to kind of salvage this is we need to strengthen our army in whatever way we can, and one way we can do that, it's going to be at least a turn before anyone can attack us. So one thing that we can do is recruit in a couple of slightly stronger units. We can get these Tuskgore chariots and another Gore herd in. So we're going to want to do that, which means consolidating some of our other units. I think maybe we'll consolidate the ones that have the least experience, which means let's go ahead and maybe get these guys merged, and then these guys merged, and you merged, and you can now be dismissed. Alright, so we got 4 units of spearmen, unshielded, and 2 more units with shields. So that's 6 total spearmen. I think that's plenty sufficient for them. And what else can we so we get a Gore herd now, but Tuskgore chariots. So that's an additional cavalry type unit. Well, we don't want to get rid of these units here. They happen to also be our most beat up units, but it doesn't make sense to replace them. So we're going to, I think, consolidate our Chaos Warhounds here. Yeah, let's do that. Together we can replenish one of them to full and get rid of the other one, and now we are in a good position to recruit in 2 extra units. However, what we want to do, I think, is we're getting 12 per turn of these guys inside the settlement. If we step outside the settlement and go into hidden encampment, we're getting 14. We actually get more replenishment by being outside the settlement. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure why that would be, but it's what we want. And then that means we can go ahead and recruit these 2. So that will get us back up to 20, give us a little bit of replenishment before fighting our next battle, and the obvious advantage is that we're now unseen by the Empire, and potentially they could move into striking distance, or maybe they're not going to be able to reach us, but so we're not going to be able to ambush them this turn, but hopefully we can catch them in some disadvantageous positioning. Now the other thing we want to do is we want to get our main horde building upgraded, and we're not going to be able to afford the pit hovel anytime soon. And we're not going to be able to do impaled corpses anytime soon. But slowly and surely we'll try to work our way up. Meanwhile, Minstock we've already got. I can't afford this, but I don't think I would even worry about it, even if I could afford it. Just a quick check here of technology. We'll go ahead and go for Born to Lead. Why not? It's the next one on the list. And don't think there's going to be anything to do diplomatically here. It's interesting that we're seen as a minor threat, even though we're really, really weak. Okay, and let's go to quick deal, just really quickly. It would be really nice if Festus wanted to join us in our wars against Reichland in particular. I suspect it's only a matter of time before Middenland gets annexed by Reichland, but that they confederate. But since we're at war with both of them right now, it does actually make a difference now that I'm thinking about it, because if they confederate and both armies are controlled by the same faction, it's way more likely that they will coordinate attacks against us. So we don't really want that, but there's not really anything we can do. We've got some dread. We have a little bit of a buff going for our units, but I'm going to save the dread for now for either 750 for the next upgrade to our Herdstones, or if by some chance we can get to, this is obviously the highest priority, the 1500. That would be really nice to be able to get to that. Okay, let's go ahead and advance the turn and see what happens. I should really double check to see what the expanse of the Blood Grounds is now that we've relocated our Herdstone, because having the extra visibility all over the Blood Grounds is really useful, but we need to know what the limit of that is. Okay, no armies coming into attack range. Okay, a Night of Feasting, which is extra leadership, but a reduction in our Chaos Undivided. I don't really want that. I'll just go ahead and take the... I wish I could double check to see how much Chaos Corruption we have, but since we just took it, it can't possibly be all that high. Worship, you beasts. What is it here? Yeah, it's only 46. So we'll go ahead and take that. Got our extra units. So they are actually threatening the Greenskins. Not even really threatening so much, they're just raiding. Which puts us in a position where we can possibly... The higher priority, I believe, is Reichland. So let's move towards them. Now I'm going to move into enemy territory and see what that does to our replenishment. Yes, it does reduce our replenishment. We could get a little bit further and still remain in encampment stance, but I don't think it's worth the trade-off of losing replenishment. We need to get back to full strength as soon as possible. Every little bit helps. We're staying hidden, of course, which does cost us bestial rage, but it can't be helped right now. Or could it be helped? Would we want to be attacked? And of course we get dinged for the trespassing there, even though we stepped right back out. No, I think it's safer for us to stay hidden at this point, and we always have a chance of ambushing them if we attack them. Speaking of which, what's the likelihood? if they stay right there, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to attack them next turn. So maybe it is worth a little bit of extra distance. Because only some of our units need to replenish. And actually, I should think about the harpies. I should definitely be thinking about the harpies. I really hate to give up units that have some experience, that have higher ranks. I kind of feel like the extra harpies will be good against crossbowmen and archers, however. And they have plenty of archers down here. I'm not sure if we got a good look at how many crossbowmen they have there. No, I just don't want to give up the veteran units at this point. So, and harpies are awfully weak. Okay. Let's go ahead and just double check once again.
Yes.
Nothing. Turn 18 and we're still struggling with a single herdstone. And every turn is sort of excitingly at risk because our enemies do outnumber us fairly significantly. Let's just take one more look here at 6,000 is what we need. I don't think there's any other buildings here that... It would be kind of nice to get a Shaman's Flame Pit, but really not a high priority right now. We already have... I think we already have a Shaman, right? Yeah. Yeah, one, and I think that's all we're allowed. We're allowed 0, so yeah, we have to use the Dread to... 500 to bump up the count. So probably would be a good idea to get that up as soon as we can. There's just too many things I want to spend dread on. All right, let's go again. And if they do attack the greenskins, we may be able to catch one or more of their armies in a weakened state like this. Okay. Here's the question. How dinged up are they? And if we do attack them there, can we reach them this turn? And could Middenland reinforce them or counterattack us? Ooh. Perfect. Okay. We're not going to be able to hit the Reichland army this turn, but we should be able to ambush and destroy that Middenland army. And this is the way it's going to have to be. It's almost like guerrilla warfare here in the early going until we get our situation stabilized. We're just going to have to lay low. Ooh, this is not good. Not good. There are way too many Empire armies up here. And Middenland is not actually at war with us yet, but we need to worry that they will be soon. But I feel like there's no other option. We have to take advantage of this opportunity right here. How's our garrison here? Is still very badly in need of replenishment. We can't actually see any of the units in them. They are in our blood grounds, which is why we can see them at all. But it doesn't, unfortunately, give us a sense of what their composition is. Alright, I don't see any reason not to... Well, let me just check diplomacy before the combat this time. Because we'll be weaker by the end of the turn. Okay. Let's go ahead and... This is the ambush. Yeah, this is the ambush attacking stance. Let's go ahead and hit them. Obviously, we could auto-resolve, and obviously we're not going to. They've got pretty mediocre front line, but a lot of them, which is more or less the same as what we've got. Our archers, we're going to count on our faster units to get around behind into the archers, as well as Khazrak himself to be able to do a lot of damage. And unfortunately, our winds of magic are so low that our shaman's not really going to be able to do much. I could possibly hit them from both directions. I don't really see a reason not to. Now, we could, I mean, if they do try to escape and run away, it's a little bit cheap, but it would still destroy their army if they tried to flee. However, they've got quite a ways to go. Well, we definitely want to hit the back line here. So let's go ahead and get all of these guys. These are our damaged units up there. And let's go ahead and get everyone else over here. There we go. Not really. This right here is a little bit of a bad layout, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get our relatively deep front line. Let's go ahead and, for now, let's go ahead and make them a control group. We're gonna see if we can bog down his front line here, his infantry, his melee infantry. Then we'll use our we'll call these shock troops right here, shock infantry, attacking from this direction, and the shock cav attacking from this direction, along with the Bray Shaman. Not really. Let's start deployment so I can see what his spells are. 20 winds of magic. Not a ton. Probably going to end up wanting to use Spirit Leech on. So let's actually put him over here where I could be in better shape to use Spirit Leech on him. Let's get Khazrak up here where he can provide a leadership buff to those guys. And then now we're going to spread you out a little bit more to be able to maybe tie up multiple archer units. And let's just do this. Let's get everybody here. No, not including the Bray Shaman. Everybody here, we're going to have them kind of coalesce on a single point, and then we'll split them up. See how that goes. And all of you move like this. And Mr. Bray Shaman, you go here. You go here. And let's go ahead and let's group attack, and then let's completely take you out of. Let's end this grouping, okay? So, alright, I kind of let some of these archer units escape our clutches. That was not great. Need to be a little bit faster there on the micro. Okay, how are we doing here? Let's go ahead and be hitting there. Oh, actually, no. Might actually help if I remember to throw a fireball every now and then. Hope that doesn't hit my own troops. It did not. Okay, that's good. Now we'll go in. And the Bray Shaman, let's go ahead and Spirit Leech him. Okay. Let's go ahead and get him attacking here. What are you guys doing? Okay, we pretty much have all of his archers pretty well beaten up here, but Minotaurs. I don't want to charge them directly into the worst of the spears. Let's hurry up and get these guys shattered. Come on, let's shatter them. Minotaurs, get you in behind against swordsmen. That would be the best use for you. Everybody else here on the spearmen, you shattered, you're shattered, that's good. Are you shattered? No, and neither are you. Let's get you over around behind as well. Let's get you attacking them from the rear. Khazrak, how you doing here? Pretty good. We got this. Bray Shaman, no more Winds Magic. Let's just go ahead and... Do we have any reserves? We have enough reserves. We might get another spell off. Okay. Let's get you on them because they are no longer broken. Let's get you attacking. Okay, dead. Leader's dead. That's good. Going to go ahead and put the chariots here into the rear of the spearmen. I don't really like hitting spearmen with chariots, but from behind it shouldn't be too bad. And I totally forgot about all these guys. Wow, I need to pay more attention. That's okay. Didn't even need them. Let's get you back. In fact, let's get you on them. Oh, they've already shattered. Everybody's shattering. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. I will take that. I don't think there's any reason to do any mopping up since they're all going to be destroyed and we already killed the Lord. Okay, so always going to be, at least at this point of the campaign, with our single army and our relatively weak, I'm going to go and call the Herdstone a settlement. I guess it's considered a settlement. With our weak settlement, it's going to behoove us to always be fighting them one army at a time rather than allowing them to get into reinforcing battles. Okay, Banner of Eternal Flame. I won't say no. Which is about the best I can say for that. The total favor might not be too bad, but I'm starting to be concerned about our Bestial Rage. And an extra 715. Not sure. Yeah, I just don't want to lose 10 more Bestial Rage. I think I'm going to end up going with this. But let's, for now, go ahead and do Flaming Attacks. Let's give this to... And base weapon damage of 8%. Let's just give it to one of our better melee infantry units, and we'll take the Bestial Rage here. Or do we want to take Replenishment? Let's take the Bestial Rage. Okay. It's always good to get another trait, especially against men, since we're going to be fighting men for the foreseeable future. Decisive victory, and we'll gain a rank. Definitely we'll take the rank as well. So even though we have no Winds of Magic... Oops, I need to spin my camera around here. This is the thing about moving in cinematic mode. You can kind of get yourself all turned around. Alright, what are we at? Magical reserves is probably... Because there's no point in being able to cast strong spells that have a high Winds of Magic demand at this point. So let's get to the point where we have a little bit more Winds of Magic first. Then we'll take those. Meanwhile, our devastation is only up to 6. So we still have more damage to do, but we can't reach anybody this turn, so we're not going to be doing that damage yet. So we're going to go back into our hidden encampment stance. Obviously, we could be raiding, but that makes us visible. We wouldn't really get all that much, only 161 favor out of doing it. And that's just going to make it sitting ducks for them to hit us with 2 armies and 3 if for some reason Middenland decides to get involved. So, and I don't know Warhammer lore well enough. I obviously use a slightly German pronunciation of Middenland. But maybe those of you who are more steeped in Warhammer lore can mention in the comments whether or not the Empire has any kind of a German pronunciation or not. Okay, meanwhile, we have our Horde upgrade. Don't really have... My stomach is growling. I hope you can't hear that in the recording. My microphone picks up more than I would like it to sometimes. I need to get a better microphone set up. All in due time. Okay, so not really worth our favor at this point, and I don't think there's any reason to replace any units at this point. So nothing else to do, I don't believe. Let's go ahead and add in another turn. If we can destroy one more army next turn, boy, that would be really good. Let's just take a look at the relative faction strength. So Middenland, very vulnerable, but unfortunately it's just way too risky to run down here and try to take that settlement with 2 Empire armies floating right here. And Reichland, obviously, they're the 4th strongest
by the comet
faction in the entire game right now, which is worrisome. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens. Ah, good. Ambuscador. Ambuscadator? Good. I have no idea how to say that. Anyway, slight improvement to our ambushing ability. And there goes Reichland. They are not moving towards us. Interesting. Well, now if we can reach Weissmund, then we're going to. And quite frankly, if Middenland is close enough to hit... No, they're not anymore. I think that's going to be too far away. I was going to say it might almost be worth pulling them into the war just to go ahead and destroy their army. Yeah, okay, extra 5% ambush. Always welcome. Faction encountered the Blooded Axe Tribe. You would think... Oh, they're even pretty close by. You would think that they might like us. They don't hate us, but they don't like us enough to have a ceasefire with us. Oh, look at this. We could do peace with Middenland. Don't know that there's any reason for us to, but it's an option. And we can hit... Nice, we can hit Weissmund. Okay, so that's obviously what we want to do. We can't see both Reichland armies. We can only see this one. And they moved fast march, so they won't be able to hit us here next turn anyway. So unless they've got another army floating around here that I can't see, either they're in ambush stance, which seems unlikely, or they could be just over the border, and I don't have visibility into Karaberg down there. Unless that's the case, then I think we're going to be safe again for one more turn. Either way, it doesn't matter, because we have no choice but to attack this. Decisive victory. We'll make this really fast. I know, again, this is borderline as to whether or not this is an acceptable use of auto-resolve. I would not blame anybody who wanted to do it. But we're not going to. Should only take a couple minutes. No advanced tactics required here. Probably could run in there with just Khazrak and nothing else. Let's go ahead and get all of the undamaged units up here. Let's go ahead and get them on the side. You guys are going to be able to get in. You have to stay back here. Anybody who has taken any damage at all is going to sit out this fight. So you're out, you're out, you're out. Oops, what did I do? There we go. You're out. And you're out. You can get up here. Alright, Khazrak, show us what you can do, buddy. Meanwhile, we'll get them going up here. Let's get our chariots in flanking positions. Let's go ahead and hit. Hit there. And then charge in. Go ahead and get our chariots hitting. Let's hit these guys with our melee. Let's get our chariots over this way. Let's go ahead and get you into the crossbowmen there. Khazrak, I think, is the only one who's taken any damage at all. Go ahead and hit you from behind. Pretty sure at this point that'll pretty much do it. I think they'll all break here any moment. Let's see if we suffered any casualties at all. Five? My goodness. How did I lose 5? Wonder what it was. It doesn't matter, obviously. All of our units are going to be full strength after a single turn of replenishment. Believe we will be able to destroy this herdstone and have enough devastation, or I'm sorry, destroy this settlement, raise it, and have enough devastation to go ahead and raise the herdstone to what's the word I'm looking for? To perform the ritual at our herdstone if we want to, but I'd kind of like to get up to 25. It is 25 devastation that we need, right? Let's take the money. Okay, we're at 10, which would bring us up to 22. Yeah, we need 25. I think we're going to hold out for 25 unless it looks like this, unless it looks like Middenland is getting threatened. Now, the question is, we're at 5,500. Again, double checking, but there's not really anything to do. Not worried about building these other military units just yet. It's not the best use of our favor. Even in this stance, we are getting a little bit of replenishment. Let's go ahead and level up Khazrak here. Do we want this? I think we do. Missile resistance. Won't say no. And I think we don't really... Oh, there's both armies. I see them now. Or maybe... Okay, no, this is Otto Schreiber. He was not one of the armies that I saw last turn. So there's 3 Reichland armies floating around. Wonder what Risoizu here is going to do. Be very interesting to find out. I've already raised this settlement, so he can't really do that. Maybe he'll go down and attack Middenland. Anyway, Middenland is vulnerable. Obviously, Middenland is vulnerable, but it takes us so long to move on the campaign map. Again, because of the mod, 50% campaign movement. It takes us so long to get down there. We're really looking at probably a 4-turn, at least 3-turn offensive, which takes us out of this area. And I think this is the area where we want to be, because there's going to be just more combat to happen, more combat opportunities up in this area. So instead, what we'll do is we'll start working our way back up towards Lorelern, and if we get a chance to attack any of his armies, let me go into Beastmen ambush stance, otherwise known as hidden encampment stance. Let's work our way up towards Lorelern, and we'll seize any opportunities that we might have to attack vulnerable armies while we're on the way up there. We're close enough to rush back to Middenland if for some reason we need to, although this is not irreplaceable. And if for some reason we don't have opportunities to attack his armies, then we'll just go ahead and retake Lorelern, and would not be a bad idea to get a second Herdstone up. So, nothing to do from a building perspective. From a diplomacy perspective, I think we already looked at that as well. So let's go ahead and advance. I'm liking the 628 now. We're starting to get to the point. I'll like it even more when we start getting 50 per turn at tier 3, but we need 7,000 favor. That's the highest priority, I think, for favor right now. We have the population, the growth enough to do it. Okay. So Reichland is coming up. Maternus Braun, that's yet another general. It's the 4th Reichland general that we've seen in the last 2 turns. And he appears to be heading toward Middenland. If we can move close enough to put ourselves in the position to intercept him on the way to our Herdstone, then that is a very strong possibility. He definitely is not going to be able to attack this turn. We can move down, not really close enough to ambush him during his move, but close enough to attack him on our next turn if we want to. That is an army that we should be able to take with Khazrak. It is not an army that we can, I think, defend against with that garrison. It will be so nice when we get to the point where where we can have stronger garrisons. But we're not there yet. No point in wishing upon a star. What do we have? Marienburg and some dwarves. Interesting. Going to war. And Norska and Marienburg as well. Okay. All right. Lost visibility of all of Reichland's other armies. We could We're still too many turns away, I think, from lore learn for that to be a priority. Alright, let's assume... He looks like he's heading in this direction. Let's assume he's going to continue doing that. And let's put ourselves in the position to stop him. It's even possible that he'll continue to move in march stance. I don't think he will, because there's no reason to. I think he could reach us in 2 turns even in normal stance. But if he stays in march stance and comes within this red circle, boom, we got him. Diplomacy, I'm sure there's nothing. We're up to 127. Wow, it feels so strong. Compared to Reichland, still at 4. Nothing to do.
What?
Nothing to do. You know, building upgrades, we really need 7,000. Come on, baby daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Do people still say that? It was popular back when I was a kid. Alright, let's see what happens. One more good battle in this video would be nice. Almost hate fighting defensively as the Beastmen. Well, that's not what we wanted. Don't think we can reach them, but we might be able to. So this is, you know, the collection of mods that we're using are all about strengthening the defense. So it makes a Beastman campaign much more difficult. It's only going to be a defensive campaign in the short run, however. I don't think it'll be long before we get a second army going, maybe even a second herdstone. And when we do that, we're really going to be able to start offensive operations in earnest, I think. Non-aggression pact, I don't really see why not. You're probably going to be destroyed soon anyway. And they're already destroyed. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Leadership bonus. That's... I won't say no. Okay, so they attacked Reichland and Middenland, and presumably Reichland is who destroyed them. Okay. No problem. Any chance at all? Nope. Can't reach. Cannot reach.
The Empire.
Unachievable.
Alright, I really thought they were going to come and try to threaten our herdstone, but I don't see any other armies that are threatening our herdstone. So let's go back to doing this. We're only 90% there. If we stay in the woods, we're at 100%. Let's stay in the woods. It's not that much of a difference on the campaign map. And I'm going to do something that I would normally never do, and that is not even bother to look at the diplomacy. However, I do want to look and see what Festus is up to. Not much. He's taken Talabheim. Alright. That's not nothing. Alright. Let's give this one more end turn, and let's hope for another battle. Come on. Dagnabbit. What about you? Are you close enough? Carol Lightdorf. Smaller army. We only need 3 devastation. Festus, yeah, I'll take the 900. Why not? We need 3 devastation to get to 25, and unfortunately, I think we only get 2 from battles. Why does it say ritual locked? I thought we could do the ritual with 10. I'm quite far from a veteran Beastman player. I do enjoy playing them from time to time. In fact, they're really I think one of the most fun races to play. But I haven't played them so much that I know the intricacies of them. Okay, so that's all right. There we go. So there's Averland and what's his name? I always forget his name. His name is Balthazar, of course. Yeah. Balthazar getting bigger. Okay. Let's go ahead and... we are within range of attacking here. These guys are neutrals.
No.
That army is quite weak. Let's do it. Should be an automatic ambush. Ooh, that's good. We get to fight a regiment of renown. That's fun. That's really the that almost makes this battle worthwhile right there. Get a chance to fight one of their most epic units. We can really, really narrow and deepen our front line here. Let's go ahead and get all of our melee units are full strength. Let's go ahead and get them all nice and deep, practically in column stance, column formation. We'll go ahead and get these guys, we'll kind of hide them at first and bring them down to open fire from behind, along with our cav. They're not hidden, of course, and our I looked this up and now I've already forgotten how to pronounce it. Minotaur, I think is how you say it. Khazrak supported by him, and what else is that? Everybody? That's everybody. Okay, so we want to get all of these guys. Let's go ahead and include you. Let's get them all moving forward first. There we go. Now we'll move you in. Let's get you hitting there, you hitting there, you hitting there, you hitting there as well. You hitting him, you. Okay, let's get you guys kind of around over on this side and just do a double envelopment. Let's go ahead and get up here. Fighting. Let's go ahead and have him hit from behind. So everybody fighting. You, I might even want to pull you out here in a minute. You're getting shredded by those great swords. Khazrak, how you doing? Okay. Let's go ahead and take down them. Let's go ahead and get our archers all firing, our raiders all firing on his regiment of renown. Let's get you hitting there. Where are you at, Minotaurs? Minotaurs. Okay, this should all be just a matter of time now. We'll go ahead and start pulling the most damage units out of harm's way. Great sword's almost completely down. They are unbreakable, so we're going to have to wipe them out. There we go. Alrighty. 83 losses, but nothing to bat an eyelash at. We will replenish again very quickly. It's all extra experience. Slowly our units are getting higher levels, higher tiers, not tiers, higher ranks, as is Khazrak. So we've not had what I would call a major victory in the last few turns for this video, but we've had multiple minor victories, and I think they add up to really putting us in a much better strategic situation than what we were in. We now have enough favor to be able to get our horde leveled up again. And we're sitting on 12. We need one more to get to 25. We're not being threatened, so we're not going to do it yet. Okay, maybe it was just during the end turn that it says ritual locked. Now we can't... We can't actually go into encampment stance. So we're going to go ahead and... There's 0 income from raiding. There's really no reason to do it. Let's go ahead and just move sort of in this direction, I believe. Maybe they'll come back down towards us. Hope so. And it'd be nice to be able to fight one more good battle. It's going to give us enough to be able to perform our ritual, get up to the next level of ruination, and that's going to open up all kinds of possibilities for us. However, that is all going to have to wait for... Well, I think we'll do one more end turn, but unless they attack us, this is all going to have to wait for the next video. So... Oh, I can't even... Darn it, I can't even upgrade the horde because I can't get into hidden encampment stance. Alright.
War unceasing.
Okay, nothing to do there. Let's go ahead and do one last end turn. Cross our fingers. As long as we keep Khazrak's army alive, there's always hope that we can raise a new herdstone. Okay, he's not close enough. He will be able to attack our herdstone, in fact. I think he's going to be close enough to attack Middenland next turn. So, not a whole lot we can do to stop him. But we can destroy him after he does. But it does mean we're going to have to do the ritual at the beginning of our turn. Boy, I hate to do it. 24 when all I need is 25. Unless by some chance we're able to get Khazrak close enough to reinforce. Okay, that's super, just what we need, even less winds of magic. Okay. Where are we at? Khazrak, not a chance. No way can we reach. No way are we going to be able to reach reinforcement range. We can't get close enough to attack him.
I can't.
He is almost certainly going to be able to attack us, although with only 15 units to our 14 and at full strength, and with our little bit of settlement buff, because we are now getting you know, the second level of leadership and melee defense bonuses, there's a chance we might be able to win that. I'm not great at fighting defensive settlement battles, but we shall see. We shall see. But anyway, that is all going to have to wait for the next time. And so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Looking forward to seeing how that goes.